You have such a kill me face.
You know, it's more fun than opening one keyboard, opening 4 of them. Well, kind of. It's the same keyboard, but we've got 4 different switches. It's the K70 RGB Pro from Corsair. It works with all of their iCUE stuff, so if you're really big on the Corsair family, then this could be the keyboard for you. In terms of like features, you know, it's feature rich. Like I think this one goes up to 8 kilohertz. It's got their Axion software and stuff for like super low latency processing and polling and high polling rates and stuff. Double shot PBT keycaps, like, oh, this is all in the box. Yeah, it's got a durable aluminum frame, and I'm sure the switches all feel fine. They're all just cherry. So we've got cherry blue, cherry brown, cherry red, RGB speed silver. So silent red is the 5th type, and that's the one we didn't get today. I love the press the advantage. 8 kilohertz is fast, but it's like going from like 1 millisecond to like 0.25 millisecond. Like it's such a minor thing at that point that was it really detectable by humans? Yeah, so it's got the 8 kilohertz polling rate on here, full NKRO, press as many keys as you want at the same time, they'll all go through. Anti-ghosting, 8 megabytes of onboard storage with dynamic profile. You can store like 50 different profiles on these things as long as they're not too complex. The more complex they are, the fewer profiles because it's more data for a more complex one. I'm getting there. I'm almost there. I'm so close. I'm just checking. And yeah, okay. So packaging's fine. It's got everything attached already because I don't think this is hot swap, which irks me because ASUS has a keyboard that's hot swap now. So like these guys can do it. Charge me $10 more for hot swap. I don't care. I will gladly pay for it.
What's hot swap?
Hot swap is literally just like take a switch puller, pull the switch out, put it in because these little pins just stick in the holes. I want it. That's all I know. Yeah, totally repairability. Because yeah, if like say if one switch eventually starts to fail, then with a solder keyboard, you've got to like take it all apart and desolder that switch and then replace it, which is a pain. This thing goes for $160 or $170 depending on the type of switch. I think the standard like cherry brown and red are like $160, and then if you get the speed silvers or the silent reds, it's $170. It's got flip up feet on the back, which is great. And I think it's got 2 options. That's the shorter option, that's the taller option, and you just flip up these feet for whatever you want, which is great. I think pretty much all keyboards, yeah, I mean most should have them, even expensive ones. I wouldn't mind having just like additional feet that I can flip up because sometimes you like different typing angles.
I just use the notepad.
You put it on a notepad, yeah. They added a bunch of cable management stuff here, which is cool. They're a little thin, but the one nice thing that I'm actually pretty excited about for this guy is that it has a detachable USB-C cable. I think the old K70 didn't. I'm pretty sure it was just like a straight, like it's wired in and that's that. If your cable ever breaks, you're hooped. You can also, if you wanted to, buy a fancy custom keyboard cable and use that and make your setup just look a little nicer. So this is what we're talking about. You know, it's this is ours from Cable Mod. We got a bunch. On top of their old like custom PSU cables, they're now doing custom keyboard cables, or just use a regular USB cable. You know what? And they included one. Let's see what else is in the box. This is a safety information guide. I don't need that. Oh yeah, okay. So it comes with a magnetic wrist rest. How magnetic is it? The magnet's actually pretty strong. It's not super easy to take it off. And I love how it just, well, you gotta line it up good, but hey, there it goes. Just clips right into place. I'm not a big fan of the material, personally. It's like a plasticky kind of feel, and it's textured. And I personally prefer just like a nice soft memory foam wrist rest. I'm not crazy about it. I'm actually gonna just take it off. As for the cable you get, it's not coiled or anything, but it is sleeved in some kind of fabric. So you're not going to be dealing with that like gross plasticky feel cable that a lot of keyboards come with. This is becoming more and more standard. Plug it in.
There's not a fuse at all, but this cable.
Plug it in. No. There's a port here. Oh, there's like a tournament switch. And when I read that, I was like, what the f is a tournament switch? Tournament mode basically sets it to like a single profile that doesn't use any macros. It also changes your RGB to like a single light. I think it's pointless, but they're basically saying that it's to distract you less. It is nice in the sense that like, say you use a lot of macros, like your video editing or something like that, or you're playing a lot of like WoW, MOBAs or MMOs that use a lot of macros, you can just flick that switch and you don't have to worry about any weird macros that you have set up. It's got a bunch of media keys. There's like a volume scroll. which is nice, and a mute button. I actually really like the mute button. And what are these guys? Oh, that's a profile button to change your profile, and I think that's brightness. I don't know what the lock button does. Like it locks something, sure, but I don't know what. It does fit in the cable channel, but it's like really tight. You've really got to press it to get it in there.
Set it and forget it.
So yeah, set it and forget it. Put this on your desk. Spend 10 minutes pushing cables into tiny, tiny cable channels. I think these need to be wider. For instance, I'm having a bit of trouble getting it past the points that are supposed to like hold it in place. I do like how there's a bunch of different options. Like you can go out that way, you can go out that way, you can go across. Like that's great. Honestly, good luck getting it in there without some kind of tool. Like my fingers are already a tiny bit sore just from trying to press it in. So I'm just not gonna use those. Ooh, this is nice. See, I already like the feet. It's okay. So the whole wrist rest thing is debatable actually. Basically, you wanna keep your fingers at the right angle when you're typing. You don't wanna overextend. So you don't want them down kind of like this. Basically, this is bad, this is good, but you also don't want to like keep your wrist resting on something. You just don't want to like have this weird kind of angled wrist movement that'll lead to carpal tunnel probably. It's actually got a bit more flex than I was expecting for an aluminum chassis. It's hard to see. Well, I guess you can kind of see it on the camera. It's more of a feel thing, but I can like genuinely feel it kind of shift here and there. I'm not a huge fan of how they feel. Like they don't feel bad, but they're a little rough. In terms of sound, it's fine. Sounds pretty hollow. It doesn't sound like there's any kind of like foam or any filming or anything in here. I'll be honest, it's a little disappointing in 2022. So there's a screw here. Are these not hot swap? Wait, take this off. No, I didn't break it. Okay, I don't think it's hot swap, but it kind of feels a little loose in there. Usually I find with soldered on switches, they're a lot like, there's not as much wiggle or give when you go to just touch the switch itself. Either way, there is a screw right there. So we'd have to take out that one, and then I'm sure there's another one there. There's another one right here, another one here, probably a couple more around the top. Yeah, there's one right there. So it looks like you can unscrew all this and take it apart, but you've got to take off a very good chunk of keycaps to do so. I like the look of it. I actually really like the gray and like the clear housing and stuff. One thing I didn't notice earlier is that while these buttons up here are like these weird clicky, yeah, it's like a mouse click, that's what it is. But then these ones here are like a different, it's similar but different. I don't know how to explain it. They're quieter, which is kind of nice. But these are great. They're so kind of hidden because they're a little down from this top part where the roller is and where the like lock and profile buttons are, that I didn't even notice them just above the numpad right away. I would actually really like to see this design implemented a bit more often on full keyboards because there's not a ton of luxury options that have like a bunch of media keys on them. But yeah, look how much nicer it looks now. It's not the best like color combination here, but it just looks nicer in general.
How much is that cable?
I think these are like 80 bucks or 100 bucks or something.
Oh my god.
Blue.
You can peel off this bad boy here that protects your Corsair. We'll also take a look at the RGB and how that works, but not before this word from our sponsor, Manscaped. This video is brought to you by Manscaped. We've got their Performance Package 4.0 kit. It's designed to contain everything you need to make grooming below the waist easy. And above the waist, you know, I've got a beard, sometimes it needs some trim. It includes the updated Lawnmower 4.0 with its wireless charging, Weed Whacker nose trimmer for the tricky areas, plus some other goodies like the Crop Preserver and Crop Reviver sprays for deodorizing and toning if, you know, you're letting your skin get a little out of whack. Get 20% off plus free international shipping using the link in the description below.
How's the RGB so far?
Oh, you know what? It's not as bright as I was expecting. Brightness button. That lowers it. Okay, how do I turn it up? There we go. It is bright in here, and red isn't the brightest color. So yeah, it looks like the tournament lock. I forgot that I turned it on. Flick that off though. Get off of here. Yeah, see, now we got more colors and stuff. Now it's just alternating. And like, honestly, on camera, with this direct top-down angle, I think it looks pretty good. Oh yeah, that's better. In a dark room, or even in just like your normally lit living room or desk area or whatever, this should look pretty nice. One thing I noticed is like this little lock icon. I don't know what it's doing.
Oh, locking the Windows button?
Yeah, it's lock the Windows button. Good job, Jono. It's not a feature I'd pay to have, but it's definitely one that if it was included, I would probably use it. I think it's just kind of cycling through colors and stuff. But there's like 50 modes or like 50 profiles that you can set up, and it's using iCUE. So as long as you're using their software, I'm sure you can customize this to do basically whatever you want when it comes to RGB. Whether that's like it slowly cycles between modes or like a breathing effect or like anything, honestly, it can probably do it. And go. Oh no, I'm already doing so bad. It's okay. 117, 97%. I really screwed up at the start. I don't know what was going on, but
You suck.
I suck today at least. Maybe the speed silvers just aren't for me. Hello, RGB red. The amount of times where I've had to just move my keyboard to a different PC or something like that, and it's real nice to just take a cable and plug it in and not have to get under my desk and change the cable out. Yeah, I'm a big fan. Okay, so let's try this again, but with the reds. I already like the way it sounds more. 111, 97%. I could have gone a little faster, but this sounds better to me. It's pretty close. It's deeper though, just a little bit, I think. Let's do the clickies before we get to the browns so that I'm not stuck typing on clickies for the rest of this. I gotta say, I'm not a big fan of the brushed aluminum look. I'd personally prefer like a nice weird texture or just flat aluminum that doesn't have a texture to it at all. Yeah.
You have such a kill me face. The soul of a man has just died.
I don't like it. I don't like the way they sound. Like, it's this like high-pitched click, like click, 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 click. I don't mind tactiles, but there's something about clickies that feel a little different to me. It's like you can feel the click. Let's not use the blues. If you like clickies, hey, that's great. Do whatever you want. I don't like them. The infamous and industry standard kind of cherry browns.
The best.
The one and only. Don't get me wrong, I think I like the linears more, but like these feel okay. They still feel better than the clickies, than the blues. Keyboards like this, there's nothing wrong with them, but it's just we've seen all of this development in the industry over the last like 10 years or so, and this is a nice step, this detachable USB-C cable, but I really want to see, now that we've seen it in other brands, I would really like to see hot swap in like pretty much every board going forward. I'll pay the extra 10 bucks, whatever they want to charge. $108, 97. Wow, it's like 97% accuracy on every single test. I think, honestly, a big part of why I'm not doing better is actually I'm not using their wrist rest, and I almost always have one at home. As for the sound and feel, yeah, I think the browns sound good and feel okay. You could upgrade this a bit though. Like you could open this up and you could lube the stabilizers at the very least. I think that would go a long way. If you're willing to go that far on something like this, you're probably better off just spending about the same amount of money or even just like 50 bucks more and getting a kit. The one nice thing is that it is a full keyboard. So if you do need like your numpad and all of your F keys and the media keys, it is nice. I want more premium boards to stop messing around with knobs. Out with the knob and in with the media keys. That's what I say. So you go to performance mode. I don't see where to change it. Maybe it's in device settings. Oh, okay. Yeah, so go to device settings in iCUE, and then you've got a bunch of options. You can go right down to 125 hertz, 8 kilohertz, baby. Go back into device settings to confirm that we're at 8 kilohertz now. Oh, you can change the debounce time. Debouncing is the process of eliminating the possibility of the production of rippled signals after a single key press, resulting in a more consistent movement. A debounce method is available that corresponds to the cause, since several various factors can cause a key to stutter. Yeah, it's got tournament mode, backlighting color. Oh, so you can change the color for tournament mode. You can add as many profiles as you want. Save profile. I could keep going. Apparently you can add like 50 of these, and I'm just doing the same profile, so it's not really changing anything anyway. Ooh, brightness. Crank it. Cool. So I guess my one complaint about the RGB software is there might be presets in like function plus something else to change it manually. There's not a bunch of just like, here's a preset, here's a preset. Yeah, it looks like WASD's a different color than the rest of them. And Quartif. This is the kind of thing that you can sit here and tinker with for like literally hours and change whatever lighting you want. It's great if you want that level of customizability, but I'm the kind of guy who just like sets it to blue and leaves it on my desk. So It's up to you. But if you're looking to like sync a bunch of stuff, like your case and your keyboard and like whatever peripherals are on your desk, because Corsair makes a whole line of products like that, boom, you can do that. It's great. So it's got 8 megabytes of onboard memory, I think, and that means that you can save a bunch of these profiles directly to the keyboard, and so when you take it somewhere, it'll already be synced up the way you want it to be, which is handy. I honestly kind of wish that more keyboards had onboard memory for stuff like that. All right, we'll do our final typing test at 8 kilohertz to see if it truly makes any kind of difference. But let's go!
Distracted.
No, not another one.
LTTstore.com.
LTTstore.com, baby. I did okay here, 98 words per minute, 98% accuracy. I'm gonna blame the bananas that Jono threw at me for the speed reduction. But yeah, for weight and size, it's a pretty standard size. It's basically a full keyboard with a little bit extra on top here for like the Corsair logo and the little on-screen display that shows a couple things like the lock button. Plus you've got your like media scroller here, which does work great, by the way. Like it's on and it's working. In terms of weight, I think they said like 2 pounds. It's like 1.1 kilo or something like that. How many bananas is it? 3/4 of a banana tall. Basically 2 bananas long with a little bit in the middle for the cable. Thanks for watching, guys. This was the Corsair K70 Pro RGB. It goes for 160 to 170 US dollars. If you're looking for a decent RGB mechanical keyboard in that price range, then you know, maybe take a look at this. The detachable USB-C cable is a nice step in the right direction, in my opinion. If you want to look at another video of ours, we just unboxed an Asus keyboard that had hot swap on it. So maybe take a look there. Thanks for watching.